I think we got chakra stuff today, right?
Mm-hmm.
Does anybody have any requests? Which chakra? Or should I just do?
Just do.
Just
Yeah,
do?
just do it.
I was thinking of doing throat chakra, which is kind of might be a little funky, like some funky stuff, but maybe good, you know? Keep it exciting, different. Okay, I'm gonna do it then. Some throat chakra stuff. Okay, I'm gonna spotlight myself here and then mute you guys. And let's start. I don't know if you guys know Brahmari breath. Probably you have done it a little bit before. We'll start with that. So it's a big inhale, and then the exhale, you hum on your exhale. And you can do it in any pitch. You can add any vowel sound in the beginning. So it's basically any vowel sound and then so anything like that. And then also you'll plug your ears. The typical or the traditional mudra used is thumbs plugging your ears, and then your fingers go like this. So index on top of your eye, middle, below your eye, ring finger above your lips, pinky fingers below your lips. So you can do that mudra if you want, or you can just keep it simple, plug your ears with your index fingers, either way. So just giving you the lowdown before we get into it. So let's go ahead and find a comfortable seated position. And if you want, you can sit up on top of something like a bolster or blanket or a block. And as you settle in, you might want to get your wiggles out or just move your physical body a little bit. And then eventually, no rush, eventually find stillness. Close your eyes. Just rest your hands somewhere intentionally. So for now, you can just rest your hands in your lap or by your sides, whatever works for you. And take a moment to just notice how you feel, to notice how you are. And let's take 5 rounds of our Brahmari breath or our bee buzzing breath. So before we get into it, I'm just gonna invite you to really feel into, as you are breathing out, making that humming noise, really feel into the full vibration that it's making through your body, and especially in the back of your throat. Feel that connection to your throat, feel what it feels like to let your voice really come through. And when you hum, try to make it come from deep within you rather than just up in your head, rather than feeling like it's this really shy, timid hum. Use your voice, let vibration flow through, and let sound come out powerfully. So start by exhaling all the way to empty, and then bring your hands either into your bee buzzing mudra or just plug in your ears. And 5 rounds begin. And after you've taken your 5 rounds, I'm gonna guess we're all pretty much finished up. Just let your arms again rest down by your sides or in your lap. Come back to your breath, to noticing how you feel. Maybe even notice a little more connection or awareness to the space of your throat. That space where your voice moves through. And if you haven't already, start to drop in now to your Ujjayi breath. So constricting the muscles in the back of your throat and really hearing and feeling your breath as it moves through the back of your throat now. And as you drop into Ujjayi breath, just slowly start to circle your head around, or if it feels better on your neck, you can just draw little smiley face shapes with the crown of your head, side to side. And just keep your breath flowing through, again, really feeling and hearing it as it moves through the back of your throat. Good, and then slowly start to come back to just neutral. And from here, transition forward to hands and knees, tabletop, and start to move through a few rounds of cat-cows. So keeping your breath right there with you as you flow back and forth through these two poses. Inhaling to arch and exhaling to round. Back and forth slowly, intentionally. Feeling more into your spinal column now. Then your shoulders. The tilt of your pelvis. And then as you are ready, my friends, let's find our way into downward facing dog. So in your next couple of breaths or so, downward facing dog. And kind of walk it out in your down dog, pedal your heels out, shift your hips around, maybe shake your head, yes or no. And see if you can feel that long line of energy from your fingertips all the way up to your sit bones, from the crown of your head all the way up to your sit bones. And then if it feels good, you can press your heels towards the ground. If it feels better, you can keep your heels lifted. A big bend in your knees is totally fine. And just feel your breath, hear your breath, stay with it, follow it with your awareness. Take one more great big huge inhalation. And then as you exhale, look forward to the top of your mat, and however you want to get there, forward fold. Once you have arrived, bring your hands to the back of your head and interlace your fingers at the base of your skull. Give the back of your neck some traction. So I even like to point my thumbs up towards my earlobe so my elbows come out wide. And take a few little sways side to side, or maybe a little bob up and down. And feel all that length in the back of your neck here. And see if you can even feel your throat lock, what we call Jalandhara Bandha. So as you draw your chin towards your chest, you even more than usual hear and feel your breath moving through the back of your throat. It's like a Darth Vader noise. Good job, you guys. Take your last couple of rounds right here. And then with your next inhalation, halfway lift position. So you can release your hands, spinal extension, but keep the back of your neck long so you're not gazing forward, gazing straight down. And then exhale, fold and let it go. Do that again, halfway lift, spinal extension, lengthen. Exhale, fold and bow. This time we'll rise all the way up. So root through your feet and take it all the way up to stand, arms to the sky. Exhale, hands to your heart. Flow with your breath, high mountain, inhale. And exhale, hinge at your hips, slowly dive down into your fold. Inhale, lift halfway, back of your neck long, spine long. Exhale, fold. Root through your feet, all the way to stand, arms reach. Hands to heart center, exhale. One more round like that. Inhale, high mountain. Exhale, follow your breath down. So hear your breath as you dive. Let it guide you all the way to empty as you fold in. Halfway lift as you breathe in, lengthen and fill up. Exhale, fold and bow. Root to rise. Take it all the way up to stand. Arms to the sky. Stretch, lengthen. Hands to heart as you exhale. All right, inhale, take your arms up. And then exhale, let's bring our hands behind our head. Once again, interlacing our fingers at the base of our skull. Try not to squeeze your elbows really hard around your head and don't widen them really wide, but find a nice happy medium. And then from here, we're going to move into a little back bend by lifting our heart and letting our head fall back into our hands. But at the same time, press your hands up into the back of your head. So you feel nice and supported through your neck, and then feel your breath flowing through. If it feels better in your body, bend your knees a little bit. See if you can really lift your heart, squeeze the bottom tips of your shoulder blades towards your spine, even in this position. Take one more full round. So letting your head fall back into your hands, hands press up into your head. And then inhale, back to center, neutral spine, reach up. Exhale, slow swan dive down. Lift halfway as you inhale. And exhale to plant your hands and step your feet back, plank position. Inhale at the top of your push-up and push the ground away. And then as you exhale, down dog, just lift your hips, press them back, maybe bend your knees a lot. Rock forward again, inhale, high plank. So you can come way forward, turn your tippy toes. Exhale from your center, lift your hips, press back down dog. This time we'll add a push-up. Inhale, come forward. And exhale, halfway down. You can come to your knees if you feel like modifying. Inhale, push back up. Exhale, takes you back down dog. Do that one more time. Inhale, rock forward. Exhale, halfway. Hold until you're empty. Inhale, push back up. Exhale, takes you back. Downward facing dog. This time, inhale, come forward into your plank or modified plank, and exhale all the way to your belly. Baby cobra, so stay nice and low. Lift your heart by using your back strength. Keep the back of your neck long so your gaze is slightly down. And then really focus on with your hands rather than pushing down. Energetically pull back like you're trying to pull your heart further forward. Press down through your shoelaces. And press down through your pelvis. Draw your belly button in and up so you feel supported through your low back. Take one more big inhale here. Exhale, release. Let's take a Spider-Man cobra now. So hands out wide, up on your fingertips, elbows face the sky, lift your heart, breathe in. Exhale, twist to your right side and tip your left shoulder down just a little bit. Inhale, back to center, heart lifts, belly tones. Other side as you exhale, little twist. Inhale, back to center. And exhale, release. Press up to tabletop, hands and knees. All right, friends. So from your hands and your knees, let's move into a modified side plank on our right. So pivot on your right knee, right foot comes to the outside of your mat, left leg back, left arm up. So opening up, see if you can press your hips gently forward. And then maybe take your left arm forward, bicep next to your ear. Maybe even float your left leg up. This is a perfect place to stay. Feel into that length in your left side. Stay here if you want. Otherwise, option to bend your left knee, reach back and grab hold of your foot. Once you've got it, gentle leverage, work your pose. So kick foot in the hand, pull hand back into foot. See if you can let your heart look up towards the sky just a little bit more, wherever you're at. One more big deep breath. Good job. And then end of your exhale, slowly let it go back to hands and knees. And then from your hands and your knees, come up to an extended hero's pose. So an extended kneeling position. It's like you're kneeling, but you're standing up. Knees about hips width distance apart. Toes can be tucked under, or you can untuck them and press through the tops of your feet. It's up to you. Just like we did when we were standing a moment ago, hands behind your head, interlace your fingers, and then start to curl open. Hug in with your inner thighs, press your hips forward. Let your head fall back into your hands, but really support your head. So press your hands up into your head. Breathe. Feel your breath moving through your throat. Feel the opening in the front of your throat. Feel that long line of energy that moves all the way down. So from the crown of your head all the way down to the base of your spine. Good. 2 more rounds, supporting your head with your hands, just like a hammock. And then slowly come back to neutral spine, nice and easy. Keep your toes tucked under if they're not already tucked. Curl them under. And then sit your hips back onto your heels for screaming toe. Hug in with your inner heels. So your heels aren't touching, but hug towards midline. And then take about 3 big breaths right here. If you would like, option to come back to your bee buzzing breath for 3 rounds. Once you've taken those 3 big deep breaths, forward to hands and knees, untuck your toes, give your feet a little pitter-patter tap against the ground. Downward facing dog. Ujjayi breath. Walk it out for a moment. Good job, you guys. Let's inhale our right leg to the sky. And exhale, step your right foot all the way up to the top of your mat. Moving into standing split. So right foot roots down, lift your left leg up. Back of your neck long, so let your head be heavy. Maybe find Jalandhara Bandha, your throat locked. So feel and hear your breath a lot as it moves through the back of your throat. If there's any way you want to explore here, right arm behind right leg or handstand hops, feel free. Couple more rounds. If you're holding, left leg is powerful, left foot is active, left toes are active. One more big inhale. Exhale, tiny little potato bug ball. So set your left foot down next to right. Big toes touch, little gap in between your heels. Tuck and curl. Get small. Round your spine a lot. Option to wrap your arms around your shins and give yourself a big squeeze. Lots of awareness as your breath flows through. Next time you inhale, halfway lift, heels down, spine long. Exhale, fold and bow. Root through your feet, take it all the way to stand, arms reach. Maybe gaze up, hands to heart, exhale. Inhale, take your arms to the sky. And then exhale, bring your arms back behind you. And as if you're about to put them into your back pockets, just right above your butt. You can choose what hand variation you want to take. So fingers down, fists, or fingers out, thumbs in, whatever feels best. Roll your shoulders back and down. Point your elbow tips straight back behind you. I like my feet hips width distance apart. You choose what feels best. Hug in with your inner thighs like you're squeezing a block. Press your hands forward into your hips, but then press your hips back into your hands. Feel that tone of your low, deep abdominals. Now, start to curl open from your heart. Rather than letting your head just collapse back, extend back. So there's a little bit of strength in the sides of your neck. Imagine you have your hands behind your head and there's support there, even still like we did before. So now create that just with your own awareness, with the strength in the sides of your neck. Breathe, soften your face, hug in with your inner thighs, pop up through your chest, one more round. Inhale, slowly come back to neutral. If you want, you can reach your arms up, and then we'll bend our knees and bring our hands to our thighs out in front of our bodies now. So hands to thighs. I like to wrap my fingers in and take either a few rounds of standing cat-cows or a few circles with your torso. So just kind of neutralizing after that back bend. Maybe you want to move your hips side to side. So anything that feels right. Give yourself a couple more breaths. And then as you're ready, all the way down into your fold, no rush. As you come into your fold, really let your head be heavy, back of your neck long. Ujjayi, inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, feet back, plank or modify. Take an inhale and push the ground away. Exhale to slowly lower. Find a back bend variation of your choice. You can give yourself a couple breaths, couple rounds. And then for a moment, just sit back into a child's pose. So hips to heels, forehead to your mat. Slow and steady with your inhales and exhales. Good job, you guys. Rise up to hands and knees, tabletop, and we'll move into our modified side plank on our left side. So pivot on your left knee, right leg reaches back, and then right arm up. Open up. So rather than sticking your butt out, see if you can press your hips gently forward. Stay here, float your right leg up, strong through your right leg. Maybe reach your right arm forward. And feel into the length of your right side. Perfect place to stay. If this feels good, stay right here. Final option, only if you want to take it, bend your right knee, grab hold of your right foot, and then start to gently work the pose with leverage. Kick foot into hand, pull a hand back into foot. Let your heart look up, breathe. Big, spacious breaths. One more full round. And then ever so slowly release. Back to hands and knees, tabletop. From your tabletop, extended heroes, so extended kneeling position. If you feel like your knees need extra cushion, you guys, you can always use a blanket or something or fold over, double up, even triple up your mat. So from here, this time we're going to bring our hands behind our back, just like we did when we were standing a moment ago. Hug in with your inner thighs. Your knees are about hips width distance apart. So hug your invisible yoga block with your inner thighs. Start to press your hands forward into your hips. At the same time, hips press back into your hands. Lift your heart. curl open without letting your head collapse back. So keep strength in the sides of your neck, extension through the sides of your neck. Breathe, feel your breath move through your throat, move all the way down the length of your spine. See if you can be here for 2 more full rounds. Shoulders are open, heart is open, throat is open. Let that air flow through that prana, that life force. Let's slowly come back to neutral. And then sit back, screaming toe pose. So toes curled under if they're not already. Rest your hips back on your heels. Your hands can rest down on your thighs or wherever feels right. 3 rounds of your bee buzzing Brahmari breath, or if you don't want to take bee buzzing breath, just 3 big deep breaths on your own. After those 3 breaths, forward and hands and knees, untuck your toes, unfold your mat, maybe give your feet that little pitter patter tap against the ground. Ujjayi breath, bring it back, and downward facing dog, take it back, walk it up. Nice job, you guys. Next time you breathe in, lift your left leg to the sky. Exhale, step your left foot all the way up to the top of your mat. And then root down into your left foot, standing splits. So just like a one-legged forward fold, back of your neck long, chin towards your chest, draw up through your belly button. And make your right leg strong and powerful as it reaches up. See if you can spread your toes or make your toes active in some way. Feel your breath, hear your breath flowing through. Jalandhara Bandha, throat lock engages. So chin to chest and really hear that sound. One more big inhale. Exhale, tiny little potato bug ball. Big toes touch, little gap in between your heels, tuck and curl. So get small, maybe wrap your arms around your legs, nose towards your knees. Breathe. Curling in, rounding, hollowing out with your exhales, drawing your belly button all the way back, all the way to empty with each breath. Good job. Halfway lift, heels down, spine long. Inhale. Exhale, fold. Root through your feet, rise, arms to the sky, breathe in. And do heart center, exhale. Inhale, arms to the sky. And then exhale, bring your arms into a cactus position, but that's all. Bring your feet hips width distance apart if they're not already there. And then I want you to just move from your arms and your shoulders first. Try to press your arms back and your chest forward. Arms back, chest forward. Now, hug in with your inner thighs. Squeeze your invisible yoga block. Keep that. Press your hips forward. Lift your chest, lift your gaze. Squeeze the bottom tips of your shoulder blades towards your spine. You're in a standing back bend. Feel the strength in the sides of your neck. Feel the length in the sides of your neck. Feel your breath flowing through. Take one more round, holding yourself here. Hug in with your inner thighs. Puff up through your chest. Inhale, center, reach up, neutral spine. Exhale, dive down slowly into your fold. Lift halfway, inhale. Exhale, clench your hands, feet back, plank pose. Take your vinyasa however you would like. and end up in child's pose. So give yourself a moment, just breathing in your child's pose, find a sense of grounding. If you'd like, you can take a couple open mouth sighs. And then from your child's pose, downward facing dog. Ujjayi breath. Inhale your right leg high. Open up your hip, bend your knee, reach your knee out and up towards the ceiling. So feel that opening in the front of your hip and breathe into it. Active through your right foot. Imagine you've got an invisible rolled up washcloth behind your right knee and you're trying to squeeze it and wring it out. Take one more in breath. Exhale, right knee, left elbow, or as close as you can come. Inhale back up, three-legged down dog. You can open your hip if you want. Exhale, right to right, aim high, aim for your armpit, push the ground away, inhale back up. And then exhale, knee to your nose, round, scoop out your belly, and step forward softly. Rise up, crescent lunge. So take a moment to settle in, find stability through your legs. And then from here, bring your left hand behind your head. Bring your right forearm across your low back. And we're going to slowly move into a little back bend. Bend your back knee and then start to curl open. Use your hand to support your head. So it's just holding your head and then feel the length in the sides of your neck. Feel the support in your low back by drawing your belly button in and up. Puff up through your chest. Take one more full round. Back to crescent lunge, arms to the sky, neutral spine. Exhale, hands to your front thigh. Lean forward, preparing for your balance. When you are ready, root into your front foot and float your back leg up. Warrior three variation. You can keep your hands on your front thigh, or feel free to add some arms, whatever variation you want to take. So make it your own. Lengthen from the crown of your head all the way back to your left heel. Hips are square. Connect to your center, connect to your breath. One more round. See if you can land back in a crescent lunge. Arms reach, breathe in. And then exhale, hands come down. Step your front foot back, plank. Open up to side plank. Right hand is your base. So full side plank, or if you want to modify, you can come back to the same variation we did before. Right knee on the ground, no big deal. If your bottom knee is not on the ground, lift your hips super high. Option to reach your left arm forward. Maybe float your left leg up, lift your hips even higher. If there's any other expression you want to move into, wild thing, or hand a big toe, go for it. One last round, your pose. End of your exhale, nice and easy, super slowly, back to plank. Inhale at the top of your push-up. Exhale, lower down. Back bend of your choice, inhale. Exhale, child's pose, sit back and rest. Find your breath. Feel your breath. Hear your breath. Downward facing dog.
All right, inhale your left leg to the sky. Open your left hip, so bend your knee, reach it out and up. So feel that opening in the front of your hip. Imagine your invisible washcloth behind your left knee and squeeze it. Active through your left foot. Active through your left toes even. Push the ground away with both hands. One more in-breath. Exhale, left knee to right elbow or as close as you can come. Inhale, take it back up. Three-legged dog, open your hip if you want. Exhale, left to left, aim high as you can on your arm. Inhale, back up. Last one, meet your nose, scoop out your belly, scoop it out, and then slowly step through. Rise up to crescent. You can take your time. So stabilize by hugging towards midline. Front hip pulls back, back hip pulls forward, strong legs. And then bring your right hand behind your head. Bring your left forearm across your low back. Moving into a very intentional, sustainable even back bend. So bend your back knee and then start to curl open by lifting your heart and letting your head come back into your hand, but not just collapsing through your head. So press your hand up into your head. There's support there. There's length in the sides of your neck. There's strength in the sides of your neck. There's support in your low back, navel to spine connection. Breathe. So this should feel like you can breathe deeply and it's somewhat sustainable. You could hold it for a moment. Take one more round. Huge breath. Feel it flowing through. Hear it flowing through. Back to crescent lunge. Arms reach up. Exhale, hands to your front thigh. Lean forward. Navel to spine as you prepare for your balance. When you're ready, float your back foot up. Back leg really powerful. Strong straight line from the top of your head down to your heel. If you want to add arms, go for it. Any variation you choose. Hips are square. Bend your standing leg if it's helpful. One more full round. Strong through your back leg, long through your spine, connected to your center. End of your exhale, come back to crescent, soft landing if possible. Inhale, reach up, gaze up. Exhale, hands down. Step your front foot back, plank. Side plank, left hand is your foundation. Roll into the baby toe edge of your left foot, right arm up. If you want to modify, please feel free. You can come to your forearm as well. So option to take your right arm forward and lengthen your right side. Option to float your right leg up. Or if there's anywhere else that you would like to go with this, go for it. Give it your all. Make sure your breath is still there. You can still feel it. You can still hear it. One last round. Back to plank or modified plank. Inhale at the top. Exhale, slowly lower. Lift your heart. Breathe in, back bend of your choice. And for a moment, child's pose. Sit back and rest. Slow, deep breaths. Open your mouth and sigh it out if it would feel good. Walk your hands over to one side and then the other if it would feel good. Good job, guys. Let's come up to a tabletop. And then from tabletop, extended hero's pose, extended kneeling position. If you need extra cushion, grab a blanket or fold over your mats. All right, we're gonna move into our full cobra this time, or not full cobra, full camel. I like my toes tucked under. It brings your heels a little closer. It also stabilizes your shins. If you like to untuck them, that's fine, but make sure you're actively pressing through the tops of your feet so your ankles aren't twisting or sickling. Knees about hips width distance. If you have a block at home, want to use it in between your thighs, please feel free. That would be a really good way to make sure you don't sink into your low back. So I'm going to start with my hands behind me as if I'm about to put them into my back pocket. So I'm starting with this variation. If you want to start with hands behind your head or cactus your arms, totally fine. Hug in with your inner thighs and then start to press your hips forward. If you've got your hands on your low back, press your hips back into your hands. Hug in with your inner thighs as you curl open through your chest. Do not let your head fall back. So I know it's heavy, but use the length in the sides of your neck to support it. Those muscles in the sides of your neck. If it is available, reach back and grab one heel and then the other. Shoulders open, heart open, popping up through your chest, extending back through the sides of your neck. Breathe. See if you can take 3 rounds. I know your head feels so heavy. Feel the extension through the sides of your neck, the opening in the front of your throat without just collapsing. Hug in with your inner thighs, press your hips forward, last round. See if you can lead with your heart to come back up. Hands to low back. And then slowly your head comes up very last. Once your head stacks over your spine, sit back, screaming toe pose. If screaming toe pose is not working for you, just untuck your toes, take heroes, no big deal. Hands rest on your thighs. 3 big deep breaths, option for Brahmari breath. Big inhale and then hum it out. Om. After those 3 rounds, forward to hands and knees. Untuck your toes, unfold your mat. Little pitter patter tap against the ground. And then again, child's pose, sit back and rest. Good job, you guys. Rise up to hands and knees. Come into a seated position. And then from our seats, we're going to move into fish pose. This is a pose I rarely teach, but I actually really like it. It's just kind of hard to cue people into it in a safe way. So go into it really intentionally. Let's actually come all the way down. You can watch me first if you're not familiar with fish. I'm going to come all the way down onto my back. And then from here, I'm going to bring my feet to the ground with knees bent, I guess, to start. You don't have to, but it seems kind of maybe like the easiest way. And then I'm going to bring my hands underneath my sacrum. So my palms are facing down. And I'm making a little diamond shape with my thumbs and my index fingers right under my sacrum. Now, here's the tricky part. I'll extend my legs forward now, and I'm going to lift my upper body and work my elbows underneath me more. So my elbows are coming in as close as I can get them. And then from here, I'm letting my head fall back. So head falls back. And breathe. Feel that opening in the front of your throat. Breathe into it. You can even try to hum if you want with your exhales. Puffing up through your chest. If there's any adjustments you need to make, maybe pull your butt back a little bit to lift your heart more. Legs can be extended. Hug in with your inner thighs. If you want an extra challenge, hug in with your inner thighs and float your legs above the ground. If you're not sure what I mean, you can look at your screen, take 3 more rounds. Sometimes people like to move their legs into a lotus variation. If that's in your practice, feel free. And you can absolutely just keep your legs on the ground, extended, or even feet on the ground with your knees bent if that feels better. So letting the front of your throat just open up here. One last round. Okay, move your elbows out to both sides and slowly kind of slide your head back. Move your hands out from under you, draw your knees in, find a gentle rock from side to side. Oh, just give your low back a nice little massage against the ground. Set your feet down with your knees bent. Let's take a supine pigeon today. So outer right ankle, top of your left thigh, figure 4. Feel free to stay right here with your left foot on the ground or lift your left foot and grab hold behind your left thigh. Draw in with your arm strength, but resist with your legs. Try to keep a neutral spine, and if you want to, you can rock it out gently from side to side. Ujjayi breath, so still feel and hear it as it flows through. Maybe visualize your breath moving down into your right hip. Notice your throat here. Try to keep length in the back of your neck. So rather than your chin tilting up towards the ceiling, is there any way you can keep your neck nice and neutral? Maybe that means you keep your left foot on the ground, and that's as far as you go. Take 2 more deep breaths. If you want to, you can exhale out your mouth. And then if you do happen to have your left foot lifted, set it back down. Cross your right knee on top of your left knee like somebody would sit in a chair wearing a really short skirt. Scoot your hips over to the right a little. Reach your right arm out to the right, roll over onto your left side. Gaze up or over your right shoulder. And if this feels, for whatever reason, it just feels like it's not working with your knees crossed, then just uncross them. Breathe down into your belly. If it strains your neck to gaze to the right, then just gaze straight up. Give more and more of your weight to the ground with each breath. End of your next exhale, unwind, come back to center, uncross your legs. And then a few rounds of windshield wipers. So bring your feet out nice and wide and just a couple times side to side. All right, and then knees bent, feet on the ground, but bring your feet in about hips width distance apart. Figure 4, outer left ankle on top of your right thigh. Flex your toes. This might be where you stay. Or lift your right foot, grab hold behind your right thigh. Try to keep the back of your neck long, your spine neutral. So if that means you keep your right foot on the ground to keep your spine neutral, then do so. Don't force it. If you're pulling your body past
the place it's ready to go, it will be more harmful than helpful. So meet yourself right where you're at. Send your breath down into your left hip especially. Good job, you guys. Last couple of rounds. There's supine pigeon. And then set your right foot down if it's lifted. Cross your left knee on top of your right knee. Left arm out to the left, scoot your hips over to the left, and then roll over onto your right side. And if this bothers your low back or for whatever reason just doesn't feel right, having your knees crossed, then uncross them. Breathe. All the way to empty with your exhalations. Take 2 more breaths. And then slowly come back to center, uncross your legs. Couple rounds again of windshield wipers, so feet nice and wide, side to side. And then after a couple times side to side, happy baby pose. The same thing in your happy baby, as I was kind of talking about before. If your chin tilts up, back of your neck gets a big, huge curve in it. See if there's a way you can find neutral through the back of your neck. You can find length through the back of your neck. Rock it out. Maybe explore a little bit. Extend one leg and then the other leg, or any other iterations of your happy baby that you want to play with here. And eventually start your transition into final relaxation. Final resting pose. No rush, you can take your time. So if there's any other movements, poses, stretches you want to take them. And eventually coming to rest with your breath, just effortless. Your muscles just soft. Your eyes closed, resting heavy in their sockets. And as you come into your Shavasana, I'll guide you through just a very short and simple guided meditation. Bring more awareness into your throat chakra. So as you rest here, feel your body against the ground, feel the air on your skin. Feel now just your natural breath rising and falling. Probably pretty subtle. And start to just visualize your inner body, your inner space. And specifically visualize the length of your spine. So from the crown of your head all the way down to the base of your spine. And if you want, you can visualize it like your literal spinal column. Or maybe you just see it as a bright white light flowing through you, or even a bright golden ribbon twirling down from the crown of your head to the base of your spine. So whatever kind of resonates and makes most sense to you in your imagination. Imagine your breath, even just your natural breath, moves up and down this line. And start to visualize specifically the area of your throat and your throat chakra, which is the color sky blue turquoise. And see this bright ball of energy or light or stardust, sky blue, turquoise blue. And every time your breath passes through, that ball expands and lights up. So see that ball of blue light just expanding, contracting, lighting up with every breath. Tuning into this area inside of you, tuning into your throat chakra and the energy that it holds. So your throat is where you connect to your voice and how you express what's inside of you to the outside world. The energy of your throat be honesty or transparency, clear communication, direct communication. And there's even the energy or the element of listening that's connected to your throat chakra. So knowing when to speak and when to listen. And as you focus on your throat chakra, visualize this bright blue light. Connect with the energy of clear and honest communication, expression, expressing yourself, your inner desires, your inner nature. So it's your own vibration, your own frequency, how you express it with the outside world. So as you focus in on this area, I will read to you a few affirmations for your throat chakra and just kind of let them soak in, let them melt in, let them absorb in, feel into them. It is safe to express my needs. It is safe to express my needs. I speak my truth freely. I live an honest, authentic, and wholehearted life. My voice matters. I embrace silence and value the words of others. I remain true to myself in all that I say and do. When I share my words, I share my light. Just kind of let those words soak in. Maybe visualize them soaking into your throat chakra, absorbing in like stardust, just twinkling in. Take a big, huge inhale. And let a little bit of noise come out as you sigh it out. And just imagine that blue light trickles, twinkles through every little space now inside your body, absorbing into every space inside of you, all the way out into your fingers, down into your toes. And start to wiggle through your fingers and your toes as you imagine this. And as you're ready, roll onto either side, fetal position, and really just let all the energy from our practice, all the awareness and energy from your throat chakra, let it all absorb in. And using your arms, find your way up to your seated meditation. Bring your hands to your heart, bow your head to your heart. Just acknowledge yourself for taking the time out of your day to be here and do your practice. Thank you for letting me guide you. Namaste. All right, lovely people. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Katie.
You're welcome. Have a great rest of your day.
Thanks.
Katie.
Bye, guys.